Join us on this transformative journey as we build a safer digital world together. Empower your business with EC Council. Together, we secure the future.
KOLEJ International Graduate Studies, Brunei Darussalam. Education of the highest quality, certified by ISO 9001-2015. To be ready for Brunei Vision 2035. More than 3,000 graduates since 2007 in collaboration with Lim Kok Wing University, University Malaysia Sabah, University Technology Brunei, and IBTE MOU agreement with Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports. MOU agreement with Kupu SB. From generation to generation. In collaboration with IBTE, NTech and HNTech level. In business, in information technology, in construction and drafting. Faculty of Information Technology, Foundation in Information Technology, Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering with Multimedia, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, focusing in hardware and software development, virtual reality. Faculty of Business, Foundation in Business, BRIBUS, UTB Foundation Program in Business, Bachelor of Business in Accounting, Bachelor in Business Administration, focusing in event organizing, finance and account, business development, marketing plan, leadership and entrepreneurship. Faculty of Multimedia and Broadcasting, Certificate in Electronic Media Production, Diploma in Animation and Multimedia Design, Diploma in Advertising, Multimedia and Broadcasting, Bachelor of Communication in Digital Media, focusing in Animation, Video Production, News Gathering.
announcement before the event starts. We would like to remind all attendees who have not registered yet to register at the registration table to be eligible for the lucky draw. Please be informed that throughout this event, if you have any questions, you may scan the QR code in front of your seats to send your questions or simply browse to KIGS information section. Thank you.
Sharpen their skills through realistic simulations. Our fully integrated phishing platform, Aware, equips organizations with the tools to proactively detect and mitigate phishing threats, safeguarding sensitive data and preserving trust. EC Council, where cybersecurity prowess meets cutting-edge innovation. Join us on this transformative journey as we build a safer digital world together. Empower your business with EC Council. Together. EC Council, where cybersecurity excellence meets innovation. At EC Council, we embody a unique DNA driven by our unwavering commitment to cybersecurity readiness and preparedness. Our unique people-process technology approach sets us apart, empowering us with holistic solutions demanded by today's enterprise and government customers with unmatched expertise. EC Council has been at the forefront of cybersecurity workforce development for over 2 decades, shaping cybersecurity professionals who safeguard businesses across 100 fortified countries worldwide. With the world's largest library and catalog of cybersecurity and training programs, we have been the leader in building cyber capability and capacity globally. But our dedication continues beyond there. We offer comprehensive SOC services, providing round-the-clock monitoring and defense against evolving cyber threats. Our cybersecurity consulting services provide tailored strategies, helping organizations fortify their digital infrastructure and stay one step ahead of potential attacks. And to truly scale your cyber readiness, we bring you our innovative Cyber Range, a virtual training environment where professionals can sharpen their skills through realistic simulations. Our fully integrated phishing platform, Aware, equips organizations with the tools to proactively detect and mitigate phishing threats, safeguarding sensitive data and preserving trust. EC Council, where cybersecurity prowess meets cutting-edge innovation. Join us on this transformative journey as we build a safer digital world together. Empower your business with EC Council. Together, we secure the future.
KOLEJ International Graduate Studies, Brunei Darussalam. Education of the highest quality, certified by ISO 9001-2015. To be ready for Brunei Vision 2035. More than 3,000 graduates since 2007 in collaboration with Lim Kok Wing University, University Malaysia Sabah, University Technology Brunei, and IBTE MOU agreement with Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports. MOU agreement with Kupu SB. From generation to generation. In collaboration with IBTE, NTech and HNTech level. In business, in information technology, in construction and drafting. Faculty of Information Technology, Foundation in Information Technology, Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering with Multimedia, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, focusing in hardware and software development, virtual reality. Faculty of Business, Foundation in Business, BRIBUS, UTB Foundation Program in Business, Bachelor of Business in Accounting, Bachelor in Business Administration, focusing in event organizing, finance and account, business development, marketing plan, leadership and entrepreneurship. Faculty of Multimedia and Broadcasting, Certificate in Electronic Media Production, Diploma in Animation and Multimedia Design, Diploma in Advertising, Multimedia and Broadcasting, Bachelor of Communication in Digital Media, focusing in animation, video production, news gathering, and photography. Faculty of Art and Humanities, Certificate in Art and Design, Diploma in Graphic Design Technology, Foundation in Design, Bachelor of Design in Professional Design, Visual Communication, focus in Character Design, Life Drawing, Digital Imaging, Product Design, Creative Entrepreneurship. Faculty of General Studies. KIGS Learning Management Support to empower student learning. KIGS Alumni Association. KIGS Training Center. Virtual Reality and Augmented Reality Exhibition. Vibe Exhibition and Short Film Festival. Event and Activity, Khatam Al-Quran and Donation Ceremony. Artwork Donation, Wall Painting Charity for Able. Blood Donation Activity. Donation Activity. Global Campus. Fire Marshal Training Certification. National and Sports Activities. Traditional Activities. National and International Achievement, second place in Live Wire competition. First place in Tertiary Project category of BICTA. First runner-up TIPTA Award 2015. Runner-up and second runner-up Brunei ICT Award. First runner-up University Cup 2015. Youth Activist bestowed with medal. Champion Maktab Duli Pangeran Muda Al-Muhtadibillah Futsal Tournament. Second place in the BCMA Investment Challenge. Represent Brunei Darussalam to compete on the ASEAN stage at the CIMB 3D Conquest. Second place of Category A for Higher Institution 12 Business Award. Runner-up winner in IPT Bowling Competition by Ministry of Education. First runner-up and fourth place Young Content Maker, Short Lab Workshops and Competition by AITI. Top 5 winners and judges selection winners for Karya Kami competition by Brunei Events. Winner of Logo Design Competition for Brunei Darussalam's 37th National Day. Top 10 winners for the 3rd anniversary Diplomatic Relations between China and Brunei Logo Competition. Participate on Genesis Batch 32 program in Japan. Third place, 7th and 8th award in Cyber Battle 2022. Runner-up award in Brunei Music Video 2022 Music Video Competition by RTB. Center of Achievement and Rewarding Experience. Develop a young generation to be ready for the future. Together with us, KOLEJ International Graduate Studies, Brunei Darussalam.
Greetings to Dr. Haji Azharani, CEO of KOLEJ RGS and Senior Management, Mr. Brivin Tan, Managing Director of Vision International, Ms. Jude So, Business Development Director of Vision International, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all of you. Before we begin with today's event, let us watch KOLEJ IGS safety video.
Welcome to KOLEJ IGS. Keselamatan anda, sila tumpukan perhatian kepada video garis pandu ini. In the event of an emergency, the fire alarm will be activated. Semasa waktu kecemasan, sistem penggerak keselamatan akan diaktifkan. Remain calm, jangan cemas. And proceed to the nearest emergency exits. Dan pergi ke pintu kecemasan yang berdekatan dengan Auda. Fire extinguisher can be found at designated areas. Alat pemadam api boleh juga ditemui di kawasan yang ditetapkan. Proceed to the allocated assembly point as indicated in the emergency evacuation plan. Teruskan ke tempat berkumpul yang ditetapkan. The fire warden or the organizer will assist you throughout the evacuation. Warden kebakaran atau penganjur akan membantu Auda sepanjang proses pemindahan. Do not re-enter the building unless instructed to do so by the fire warden or the organizer. Jangan masuk semula ke dalam bangunan kecuali diarahkan oleh warden kebakaran atau penganjur. Smoking is strictly prohibited within IGS premises. Merokok adalah ditegah dalam lingkungan premises bangunan. Any lost and found items can be handed over at reception desk located at the main hall entrances. Jika Auda mendapati barang yang tertinggal, hendaklah diserahkan kepada pegawai keselamatan yang bertugas. Please alert security if you find any suspicious items. Sila beri informasi kepada pegawai keselamatan jika Auda menemui sebarang pakej yang mencurigakan. Your safety is our number one priority. Keselamatan Auda adalah keutamaan bagi kami. Thank you for your attention. Terima kasih kerana perhatian Auda.
Once again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon to all of you. Today, KOLEJ RGS Brunei, in collaboration with EC Council, is proud to present an event aimed at fostering cybersecurity awareness and expertise among students and professionals in Brunei. Welcome to the signing ceremony of academic partnership between KOLEJ RGS Brunei and EC Council. A brief introduction on EC Council and Vision International. EC Council is the world's largest cybersecurity technical certification body and the owner and developer of the world-famous Certified Ethical Hacker and Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator, Licensed Penetration Testing Master, to name a few among others. And Vision International manage more than 100 training and education institutional partners and train more than 15,000 students in the past 7 years with ECC suite of cybersecurity certification courses and learning platforms. Praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today, we have been graced with the chance to gather in this momentous ceremony. To bless today's event, let us invite Haji Hadul Hamdani to lead the recitation of Doa Selamat before we move on to today's agenda.
استغفر الله العظيم استغفر الله العظيم استغفر الله العظيم على ذل إله هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه إلى ردنا مصطفى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم والمؤمنين والمؤمنات كافة عامة بالله. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إنا نسألك سلامة في الدين وعافية في الجسد وزيادة في العلم وبركة في الرزق طبنا قبل الموت ورحمة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت. Allahumma ya munzilal barakatil warahmah. Kami bersyukur kehadirat-Mu Allah, dengan izin-Mu juga kami berkumpul pada hari ini sempena majlis menandatangani memorandum persefahaman MOU antara KOLEJ IGS dan EC Council. Semoga dengan jalinan kerjasama ini akan terus berkekalan dan memberikan manfaat kepada agama bangsa dan negara kami. Jadikanlah pertemuan ini kami pada hari ini sebagai pertemuan yang dirahmati serta segala usaha dan amal kami ini sebagai amal yang diridai. Allahumma ya wasi'al maghfirata wa ya munzilal barakata warahmah. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, Engkau perkukuhkanlah ikatan perpaduan sesama kami. Berikanlah hidayah dan petunjuk pada menyatakan pemikiran kami. Tanamkanlah rasa mahabbah dan kasih sayang sesama kami agar kami terus mendapat kerjasama dalam menyelesaikan segala masalah dalam urusan kehidupan kami. Tanamkanlah sifat ikhlas dan jujur dalam menyempurnakan tanggungjawab kami dan jadikanlah budaya kerja berkualiti teras amalan kami bagi memartabatkan institusi tercinta ini ke peringkat yang lebih baik dan disegani lagi. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim. Allahumma ya Basita, ya Hafidh, ya Raqib. Ya Allah, ya Rahim. Rasa syukur kami panjatkan, wajah yang ceria kami hadapkan, kegembiraan kami zahirkan atas segala keamanan, kepesatan dan kestabilan negara Brunei Darussalam dan bertuah ini. Sesungguhnya ia bertitik tolak dari usaha semua pihak yang senantiasa memerah tenaga pemimpin yang berproaktif dan bekerjasama dan sama-sama dibangun diasuh walau cabaran datang merusuh. Jadikanlah segala nikmat dan rahmat yang kami peroleh ini menjadi penawar di saat pedih, menambah semangat apabila musibah mula dirasa, menjadi hadiah buat keluarga yang tidak putus-putus, mengirim kasih serta menambah syukur buat-Mu ya Allah. Tuhan yang tidak pernah letih memperkenankan doa-doa kami yang sering meminta merintih. Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmah wa hayyi' lana min amrina rasyada. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wassallallahu alaihi sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Haji Haznul Hamdani, for the recitation of dua, and may we all be blessed for today's event. Without further ado, we welcome Mr. Muhammad Zani Matodang as the Head of Learning Technology Unit and International Development to give us the opening remark.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Yang mulia pengiran-pengiran, datuk-datuk, tuan-puan, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the CEO of KOLEJ IGS, our esteemed senior management, dedicated faculty members, students, and all of you who have graced us with your presence today. Your support and enthusiasm have been instrumental in making this event a reality. A special note of appreciation goes out to our distinguished guests from the EC Council, Mr. Braven and Ms. Judy So. It's your vision and initiative that have breathed life into this event, and we are thrilled to welcome you here after what we felt like a long-awaited moment since last year's, I believe, yes. To all other distinguished guests, thank you for joining us today. Your presence adds the significance of this event. Now, allow me briefly touch upon the objective of this event. Today, we gather to formalize a partnership that holds immense potentials for our community and indeed the world of cybersecurity. Through the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between KOLEJ IGS and the AC Council, we are taking a decisive step towards empowering the next generations of cyber defenders. Our aim is simple, yet profound, to raise awareness about the critical importance of cybersecurity in the digital landscape of today. We want to provide insight into benefits of joining the cybersecurity programs offered through these collaborations. We aim to facilitate networking opportunities between students, professionals, and industry experts, recognizing that in the world of cybersecurity, connections are as well valuable as knowledge. I encourage you all to immerse yourself in the discussions and presentations that lie ahead, engage with our speakers, ask questions, and participate in the conversations. We have also set up an online form for your convenience where you can submit your questions and receive answers later on. Lastly, for those of you who might be inspired by what you are discovered here today, consider the possibility of embarking on a journey in the cybersecurity. Throughout partnership with the AC Council, KOLEJ IGS Brunei offer the cutting-edge courses that can equip you with the skills and knowledge to make a meaningful impact in this ever-evolving field. In conclusion, I would like to underscore that our commitment to the missions we set today knows no limit. Let's make this event a resounding success and take away not just knowledge, but a sense of purpose and camaraderie that will drive us forward. Thank you all, and may this event mark the beginning of a transformative journey for each and every one of us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Zaini, for the opening and brief introduction of what today's event is all about. To continue the session, I would like to first introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Brevan Tan. Mr. Brevan's working career has always been in the IT training and education industry, bringing competency development solutions to enterprises, professionals, and students across multiple regions, covering Asian, Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, and South Asia. He also contributed to the setting up of multiple training and education facilities in South America, Africa, and Asian region. Today, he is the managing director of Vision International, and he manages the exclusive distributorship of EC Council in Singapore and Asia Pacific market, such as Australia, Hong Kong, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, Brunei, and the Philippines. Let us now welcome Mr. Brevan Tan to the stage to deliver his talk.
Very good afternoon, Dr. Azad, senior management of IGS and faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum. All right. It's a great pleasure to be here today. right? Especially when I'm hosting a mic, I feel like singing, but I'm a bad singer, right? This is the first time I'm in Brunei, and I really thank the management of IGS to have me here today, right? To present to you and share with you something that is happening across the world, and something that I have been seeing what's a vast developments in the cybersecurity industry in the regions that we are living in so-called the eastern part of the world, right? I like to move around when I present, so, but unfortunately I need to be there to click my PowerPoint. So I think today I probably have to station here. Let me see. Okay. Right, my topic today, first, I will make first part of my presentation about cybersecurity, and I call it Understanding the Cybersecurity Threat Landscape. So in cyber, when we talk about cybersecurity, we're talking about the threats that we are facing as a world. And that's why we call them the threat landscape. That is to give you an idea the kind of world that we're living in right now, whether you know it already or you have not yet understand how it works. I hope my presentation gives you a glimpse of the, I'll call it the dire situation that we are really in today. But that actually gives us great hopes as well, all right? It's because it sits on a very important set of technology, which is the World Wide Web, that we are all dependent on it now, all right? Whether as an individual, as a company, or as a country. We depend on the World Wide Web for our vast developments, connectivities with the world. So it is critical, but nonetheless, we need to know how to use such facility safely. It's pretty much like when we are young, like little boy, little girl, when we walk out onto the streets, our parents will always say, while you cross the road, you must be careful of the cars. Road is very important to us. We need it. But it also comes with dangers. So we need to know how to use it in a safe way. And we need people to protect the usage of it also, right? Like the traffic police, for example. Like the rules and regulations of using the roads. So it's pretty similar in the cyber world. And let me just bring us forward and share with you my topics. So if we are to talk about cybersecurity threat landscape, so I think it's important that we first understand what is cybersecurity. So I'll just give you a little bit definitions of cybersecurity, and then we'll move on to understand how cyber threats is impacting us as a nation, individual, and enterprise globally. Remember the word globally. That means doesn't matter where you are in this world. We are all the same once we come onto the internet, right? Because we are all just one click away. How this led to the creation of millions of new jobs and career opportunity worldwide. So as I say, the first is this question. What is cybersecurity? So I could see we have representations from all walks of life. We have students. You guys definitely look like students. You look very young. We have working executive, all right, because some are really formal looking. And we have people from various different career that I can see here. May I understand that is, what is cybersecurity to you? Can I have someone from this front row here? Oh, you got a nice big smile there. The black jacket, handsome guy. Yes. Can you share with us cybersecurity to you? What does it mean? Protections. Very good point. That's a key word, protections. So then if I lead us forward, what are we protecting? Data. Thank you very much. Very true. Data. Data is what we call the new gold or the new oil, right? So that's important. But in IT, we also learned that data itself means nothing. Something that means something, meaning data has to be a piece of information. Because a series of number means nothing, but if you put a dollar sign in front, that means something, right? So there's data to protect. I think this is really great. Looks like I'm actually presenting to a group of very well-informed people. All right, let me skip a few slides then. Just kidding. So what are we protecting, you see? You touched on the keywords, right? Very good. So if I move a little bit more and talk about the difference between cybersecurity and home security, office security, building security, country security, what are the differences? Do you know? Let me test someone else. How about the gentleman in green long sleeve? When your eyes try to evade from me, that's where I know I need you to answer these questions. Would you mind share with us what do you think the difference between cybersecurity and all the other security we talk about, home security, national security, company security, so on and so forth? Would you have a word for me? Really? You guys are educated. This is great. Cybersecurity are less physical because it's cyber, right? The rest is what we call the physical security. So it is true that I got to tap forward a few more slides because the definition I have here is exactly what he said. It is a protection of our home, organization, assets, and family or employee from physical threats. That is what we have learned. And that's how the world that we have lived in the past many years, right? We learn to lock our door and gate when we leave our home, right? The physical security. But can I ask a question? How many of you have shut down your Wi-Fi router at home before you leave your home? No? So you lock the door and the window, but you open your Wi-Fi? So the next question, is your Wi-Fi router still come with the same admin password? Right? Okay, so you get a hint. Huh? So you leave the key there actually. So what does it mean? This day our life is not just pure physical. We have shift, definitely. We are now physical and virtual at the same time. It's just like when we work from home, work from office, doesn't matter. All right? Whether our friends are here physically, I miss my childhood friends. 20, 30 years back, he's from Brunei. I got to meet him face to face after 25 years. But we were connected for the last 25 years online. So that's the new world that we're in now, right? So remember the few keywords that you guys rightfully pointed out. We're talking about physical, we're talking about protect, that's for what we know. And as we move forward, coming back to the keywords, cybersecurity, the same, but is to protect us from cyber threats. So we still live the same life, but a lot of our information, our assets, our businesses are now both physical and cyber, right? Many of the largest businesses that we know in the world now are 99% cyber. So imagine the day that when they wake up, go to the office, log into the system and say, why I can't log in today? And it happens to all their employees. What's going to happen? Surely the next day, the stock price is going to tumble. The world, everyone is going to talk about it. All right? The hundreds and thousands of employees across the world may not know whether they get a job still there the next day because they are not sure how the company is going to solve that problem. That kind of impact can happen in just a split of a second. That is the new cyber world they were talking about. In the past, to have this kind of effect, you need a country to invade another country. All right? That takes months and years to plan, right? But now, no. The cyber world can happen in a split second. So, that gives you an idea. What are we protecting? What's cybersecurity, right? So imagine that this is the cybersecurity we're talking about. Understand how cyber threat is impacting nation and enterprise globally. So let me share a little bit of data and see how you make the information out of it. So first, let's talk about the GDP, National Domestic Product, right? Which is essentially the economical health of a country. So we know the highest GDP nation in the world, that shall be, anyone want to guess? This one no prize, because you should know. It's US, right? United States is still the highest now, and their GDP is $25 trillion. But my question is, do you know trillions is how many zero at the back? 12 zero. Is it 12 zero? Yeah, okay. I got the answer from my last presentation, so I know it's 12. So 25 trillion, all right? So who is the second? China. There's no secret about it, right? So if I ask you, I'm not going to ask you the third one, but I'm going to ask you the fourth. Do you know who is the fourth? Anyone? We skip the third and go to the fourth. Anyone can guess who's the fourth largest GDP in the world? Any country? Anyone say India? Yes? Close, but they are not the fourth one. Germany? Yeah, they are among the top 10, but also not the fourth, unfortunately. I think they are the fifth or sixth. Russia? Nah, top 10 also, but nowhere close to fourth. Taiwan? Sorry, did I hear wrong? Japan. There you go, I give it to you. Japan, you're right. They are the fourth. So, but look at the extreme disparity, 25 to 18 to 5, right? But that's the reality, all right? China and US is just very far ahead. But there is a new economy in the world today that took the third place. Anyone want to guess? Which economy is it? It is not all those that you named earlier. Not Germany, not India. Singapore? No, I will never imagine we'll ever be top there. Unfortunately, this is a population game. All right, as much as Singapore and Brunei are very healthy, but I don't think we'll ever be top 10. Sorry? UAE? No, not there. Right, let me give you the answer. You probably may know a little bit about it at the back of your head. Can you imagine that? Cybercrime is at number 3 now as an economy itself. All right, this is no joke. Okay, as compared to Brunei economy, this is like almost 600 times larger now. That's how big it is. But what does it tell you? The opportunity is huge also. All right, unfortunate facts. So, but the better news is, or actually it's not a good news, because it is projected to hit more than 10 trillion in the next 2-3 years to come by. Because that's how fast it is growing. And that's the truth. All right, number can't lie, right? But how do we live in the new world like this is something that we need to learn. It's something that we need to educate and train our next generations also. All right? You like it or not, everyone in the next generation has to know how to live in the new cyber world. So the second piece of information I want to share with you. Now we know cybercrime is one of the largest economy in the world as an entity. In the World Economic Forum, he also mentioned that the organized cybercrime entities are coming together. They also know how to enterprise themselves. All right? They are no more SME. They are no more enterprises of one nation. They are MNC now. Right? You like it or not, right? So they are joining forces, and the likelihood of detections and prosecutions, that means to catch them and prosecute them, the likelihood of that even in the soil of US, talking about the amount of the control that they have, the amount of civilian that they have in the country, the likelihood of catching them and prosecuting them by percentage, would you like to guess? This is a percentage here. Someone give me a number. Anyone? 6%? How do you get one digit 6? Your favorite number? No. Okay, 6%? No. Next. 20%? No. 6% is actually closer. 2.5? 0%. We are better than that. All right, let me give you. 5 is not right too. It's just 0.05. It's just a small fraction of 1%. It's 0.05%, and that's how difficult it is. And that's why they grow that fast, because it's not easy. All right? We are only at the level of talking about protecting ourselves. Hopefully, we are not the next victim. But by catching them, prosecuting them, that is harder. That's even tougher, right? So that's the situation that we are facing. And let me bring you the third piece of bad news. In the same report, he also mentioned about the global risk. You know, there's this global risk report that they announced on the Global Economic Forum year on year, and they ranked the top 10 most traumatizing risk factor for the world. And I would like to share with you the top 3. The first, of course, in year 2021, we still coming out of the COVID situation. So infectious disease definitely ranked number 1. The livelihood crisis is still the same, and the extreme weather event is always among the top 5. So this is the 3 most dangerous risks as for humans, right? And let me tell you the 4th, cybersecurity risk. So the whole world are concerned about it. It's just not any one individual company or nations, all right? And imagine that even risks like terrorist attack are just below cybersecurity now. So that is the world we are living in. All right? So these are big picture, and let me bring this closer to us a little bit. Everyone know this logo? How many of you are holding an iPhone? Okay, I definitely see hands. Okay, if you help me, how many of you are not holding an iPhone? Okay, looks like it's more, right? Those who hold iPhone has probably about 30-40%. Okay, do you know that in all the mobile industry, handphone for iPhone is one of the safest. The safest, because it has one of the most protected ecosystem. I'm the company that designed the phone. I'm the company that designed the OS. All right? So the communication is the best and security is the best, right? And I'm the one who designed the whole ecosystem where you can download apps from my app store. So it is triangulated, all right? It is difficult to break this ecosystem. But let me share with you, in the past 9 months, there are 15 security risk updates for iPhone alone. 15. Even such a strong ecosystem, they have to update this frequently. Okay, and imagine the amount of people at the back that are going to make this happen too. So this itself is a big ecosystem just for Apple. But unfortunately, anyone else that hold not the iPhone, all right, like me, I switched from iPhone to Android, that is an even more complex world, right? Because it has its flexibility, but flexibility will come with that danger of cyber risk, right? So you need to know how to use it correctly. So this is something that is very close to us, all right? Where that's basically telling you that is why they need to have a security update and what they call a rapid security response, which means when they find this, they have to update it immediately. They're going to send out a patch to all iPhone users and update it immediately, because otherwise, it is a vulnerability that a hacker can get into you or get something out of you. Okay, that is the word. So this number may get more in years to come by, right? That is what I want to share with you, right? Imagine the kind of new world that we are staying in right now, right? So if we move forward, therefore, this is where we are, and now we are moving forward. How this led to the creation of millions of new jobs and career opportunity. So we want to see, when we talk about new job and career opportunity in the future, right? That means from now onwards, what is the new future of the world? The new future of the world we are talking about, even stronger connectivity, interoperability, right? This is all the buzzword you are talking about. Smart cities. So what does it mean by smart cities and smarts of everything? We call that the smarts of everything, right? Number one, IoT. So from now, where there are already more than 30 billion IoT devices in the world, we are expecting this to double in the next few years to come. They are not only more, but they are smarter. What does smart IoT mean? Smart IoT means that they can communicate with each other. They are connected. And if such communication is not protected, meaning there are more avenues that hacker can come to us. Big data, lots of data, right? Where do you store it? How do you store it? How do you dispose it, right? So these are all the big questions, right? And AI. When you have big set of data plus AI, you get real intelligence. Anything that get real intelligence and that can talk to billions of devices across the world in split second, all right, 5G communications and 6G communication are coming. So can you imagine what we call the perfect storm elements? Everyone have tons of devices on us. They are smart, they are connected with the world, connected with each other on the 5G network, all right? And when we come to 5G network, meaning that it's not centrally controlled by anybody. We can do P2P communications, you and me. And it stores tons of data. And there are AI capability. So essentially, you're just dealing with one big, what we call rojak. Do we have rojak here also? It's food, okay, yeah. That is the situation. So this is the new world we are heading into. How do we live in this world and protect our information assets, right? So that's the situation, and that's why you would not be surprised that if I share with you another piece of news, the fiscal year budget 2022 of the White House is requesting 14% increase in the federal civilian cybersecurity spending, or $9.8 billion altogether. $9.8 billion. That's almost 70% of Brunei GDP. One country spent on cybersecurity. And the news say it's not enough. Biden's cyber budget is good, but still insufficient to meet the threats. That's how bad it is. The US, who is the leader in this area, has the biggest budget, and they are telling the world, actually, it's not good enough. But share with you another information. 10 years ago, Obama budget. 12 years ago, sorry. His budget at that time is already considered as crazy, but that is only 980 million. Now we think back, it's called only. But at that time, they say the first time they touched $1 billion budget for one item. So from 1 billion to now, 10 billion is a tenfold in 12 years. They are trying to catch up with the game. Can you see that? Because the economy is coming to 10 trillion. That's the issue that they're dealing with, and that's how bad it is. And the positive side of it is it creates an entire new industry. All right, a new industry that gives great and promising jobs to protect us. So the industry is expected to come close to $600 billion in the next 2-3 years, and that's the fast growth that we are facing. And we will face it, right? So because of this fast growth, but you like it or not, human talent cannot be created out of split second, right? I can't say, let me download a software of cybersecurity professional to this guy. 5 minutes later, he come out as a cybersecurity professional. It just doesn't work that way. So when we start putting curriculum into the school, the country will usually take 1-2 years to create a curriculum, and then they go to the school and start injecting the curriculum. By the time the graduate comes out, they are like 6 years later, 7 years later, and the technology again, everything is just renewed, right? So that is too slow a game. And that's what happened in the last 20 years. They just couldn't catch up. And therefore, these days, what does the school do? They are not going to create curriculum anymore. They just take curriculum from the market, anyone that gives us the best in the market right now, because you like it or not, whether you are in the third world, first world, or second world, doesn't matter. Once you turn on the PC, connect to the internet, you are all the same. We all face the same threat, right? And the same issue. So we need the best. And therefore, academic, training company, governments, any private entity across the world, they are just leveraging on curriculum like ours, EC Council, because this is what we do. We do nothing day in, day out, a few hundred people there just to create the best curriculum. But when we say best, it doesn't mean that this is rocket science, cybersecurity ideas, because what we're creating is what the employer are trying to hire, which later my colleague Judy will share with you a little bit more on this area. All right? So with that, we are creating tons of jobs. The global cybersecurity workforce grew to encompass 4.7 million people, reaching the highest ever level. All right? One job role, not one job role, one job industry, right? And one career. That's come close to 5 million. But however, at the same study, it found that it is still in need of more than 3.4 million cybersecurity professionals, which means at this moment, it grew to almost 5 million, but they say, but I still need another 3.5 million more right now. They're talking about now. They're not projecting the future. So at this moment, there is this saying that is cybersecurity is one career that has zero unemployment rate. If you're realistic in your asking and you have the skill set and experience, you are hired. And that is a problem in country like United States now. All the big entity, like whether you call it the NSA, FBI, Department of Defense, DOD, they are all snatching cybersecurity professionals from each other. It's just not enough. And of course, with that, the next thing will come, salary hike. Everyone are trying to hire you, right? Like I say, Judy will share more with you. But the good news is, of all these bad news I have shared, there is an increase of 26% from 2021 number. That is just 2 years ago, 26%, and that's how fast the rate goes. All right? So that's the end of my presentations. Thank you very much. But I think I got some time to take questions, right? Yes? Thank you very much. Anyone has any questions you would like to clarify? Yes, please. IGS. So, when you use the word best, sometimes it's really difficult to define, right? It's pretty much depending on what is your end goal and what is the fastest and best route that you can select. So, of course, there are a couple of options. But at this moment in Brunei, I think the options are quite limited. Of course, you can always take a ticket and fly out of Brunei to do something elsewhere if you like to. If you're looking at it in Brunei, and because we are here today, all right, IGS is your best option because IGS is the schools, the only private schools that has EC Council partnership here, right? So leverage on that because EC Council certifications, there is a good reason why it is popular by the employer because train you on the skill set that's required. Yes, madam.
Sorry, I have other questions.
Yes, please.
What is the best route for the person who doesn't have any background in IT?
What is the best route?
Yeah, the best route for the person who doesn't have IT background.
Oh, if they doesn't have IT. Okay, you see, cybersecurity uniquely, you don't really need to be IT trained to be a cybersecurity expert. But if you don't have IT knowledge, that would mean that you learn slower. You need to put in more effort. All right? It's pretty much like, can I be a chef if I have not learned any nutrition and what do you call that? Culinary skill set? Can I be a chef? You can. You follow the recipe, you practice, you try, practice again, you will be a good chef. But it takes longer time for you to learn, right? But if you have the IT background, it helps you. Because cybersecurity is everything that happens on cyber. Cyber meaning internet connectivity, right? Meaning network. So that is part of the IT subject. So if you have IT background, all the technical jargon that I'm talking to you today, like IP addresses, what router does, what a switch does, you know, how the communication, 7 layer of communication channel, you will understand, and it's easier for you to pick up. But if you don't have this background, just take some time to learn, right? So if you say what is a good prerequisite knowledge before you take cyber, then I would say networking. So you don't have to be an entire IT degree graduate, because that takes, learn a lot of other subjects, right? But if you picked up network, that will give you a good kickstart of the background. Yeah. Yes.
By understanding the kind of problems in cyber. Hello.
Maybe.
Thank you. You know, by understanding the kind of problems that we have in cybersecurity, we almost come to a conclusion saying that this problem can never be 100% solved through human skills. So I'm just looking at whether AI itself can be involved with the human skills.
Very true. Very good point. AI definitely can take care of one part of the cybersecurity job. All right. It's pretty similar to like when we have a building, we put in security camera that can sense or scan certain faces, certain behavior. That is partially AI at the back working, right? But you need individual, all right, cybersecurity professional to implement, deploy, maintain, continue to upgrade the system to tackle the issue, because the hacker is doing the same. They are also using AI to attack us. Many of our phishing emails or SMS, all right, is not a human at the back anymore. Some of them are just AI intelligent machine. You have people calling you and try to fish out information from you. Some of these are bots. They are not even humans at the back. So what we are saying is, you're right, we need to leverage AI as a technology to improve our security. But the same thing is being used by the hacker to attack us likewise, because the AI technology is not just privileged to us. It's open to the world. All right. For instance, any one of you right now doesn't mean that I'm asking to do or it's right for you to do, but you can just go into ChatGPT right now and ask ChatGPT to write you a malware. Create a malware on behalf of you to your specification, and you can use it. It's just so simple. So as a human cybersecurity professional, we know that there's such a tools out there. What do we do? We can't ask AI to say, so what should we do? We need to also strategize that, right? Okay, so that's what's the situation. I hope that answers your question. Right. So in a way, there's almost nothing in the world that can replace a cybersecurity professional at this moment. because the job scope has evolved that much, there are so many compartmentalization. You have, whether you call it an ethical hacker or pen tester, you have a forensic investigator in cyber, all right? You have an incident handler, you have the threat intelligence, you have the PR and governance, and also the policy-making group of people in cyber. So it is by itself a mega enterprises, right? So it's just so huge that the AI can't take over any and everything. Any more questions? Yes.
Can you explain a little bit on data governance?
Delta?
Data governance.
Data governance. Whoa, okay. In short, someone write a guidelines of how you keep, manage, communicate, and dispose data. Simple, all right? It's just like at my house, I write a governance rule for my son, what can do, what cannot do. It's similar to that, all right? Then somebody will have complied to it. So for a company, then you may have certain laws that you got to abide to. Whether is it what you call PDPA, all right, data protections, data disclosure rules. So then the company will have to have its own governance to say what you should do, what you cannot do in reference to this guideline. So that's basically data governance in short. Yes. You need a mic? Can someone give the gentleman a mic? Looks like only my mic is working.
Hello?
Okay, thank you. No?
Hi. Hello?
Oh,
Hi.
yeah, great.
Okay, my question is, okay, first I just want to say that at first I was shocked with how cybercrime is the third largest economy. And my question is all of that from secrecy, you know, the cybercrime, or like some of them are public? Because I have a little difficulty to believe that most of the economy from cybercrime is just from secrecy, you know?
So what you say is the cybercrime figure that we showed there,
Yeah.
all right, is it real figure
No,
or
no.
is it undisclosed data?
No, it's like how much of it comes from like being in secret, you know, like hackers and
Okay,
secret AI, it's like stealing from the web, and how much of it comes from like in plain sight, like from
I
companies.
see. Okay, let me explain this in a different way. You see, cyber loss comes from a couple of categories. First is, of course, more important, tangible asset losses. Tangible asset loss means because of a cyber attack or cyber breach, I lost in my financial standing in the public world. My share price tumbled. People lost money. My company lost businesses because there are months I cannot continue my business. It takes time for me to recover. And because of that, I lost of opportunity income. Then you have reputational loss, all right? People, because no enterprises stand on themselves alone, which means if I'm breached, I don't have to answer to anyone else. It's just unfortunate to me. It's not true, because I belong to an entire supply chain of something, all right? I'm liable to my vendor and my consumer. I'll be sued if my data get breached by my consumer and by my vendor also. If I lost an IP, I'll be sued. So there are a lot of composite dollar that come together, how a company declare its losses, all right? So for instance, there is a data loss some about 4 or 5 years pre-COVID. I can't remember the company name from US. they are the backbone of our credit cards. Because of the data breach, and all these are credit card individual informations, their loss are equated up to almost $700 million on their first announcement that encompasses everything. It may look like a crazy amount to us, but that is a real world. I give you a scenario, something that you probably won't believe it. Do you believe that even a country like Singapore, who we say education level are quite high for every individual, we should be quite well informed about this cyber threat. But unfortunately, cybercrime is Singapore's highest crime right now. The one single crime that is growing year on year and is the highest, and it reaches individual losses, I think close to $200 million. Do you believe it? Singapore alone, a small country where we think that we know something, but our people lost this from, love scam, right? Can't remember, there's quite a few popular ones. People literally transfer hundreds of $1,000s of their own saving cash out. That's what happened. Yeah. So in a way, we may dispute some of the figure how people calculate, but this is a situation that is, if this happened to one of your relatives or to yourself, unfortunately, then you understand the pain, all right? For example, if I would share with you, some ridiculous figure, although unrelated. Do you know how many human just in United States alone died because of gunshot? Something to you and me is very far distant because first and foremost, Brunei, Singapore, you hardly see a gun. All right. For us, gunshot is like 1 in a million of years, right? So do you know how many people died? 5,000? No. More. All right. 60 in every 12 hours. If this hit the news, we'll be so busy with this information that it's almost like a norm or just another one. Do you believe it? That's the fact. Right? So, when something that we do not know doesn't mean it's not happening. And unfortunately, cyber is something that is very far away from us. But such information and such statistics actually give us some lights into this and understand how critical it is. Right? I see the growth of Singapore cybersecurity spending myself. Singapore alone, we budgeted $720 million for us, just a small country. $720 million for cybersecurity spending. Our total defense in the past is 5 pillars: people, social, military, I can't remember the other 2. And now 6 pillars, cyber. Our government saying cyber is one national national threat that we need to put in effort. Right. Our health system get hacked 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I'm not sure whether you heard of that. Our health data got breached, right? It was a team of about 12 cyber staff. Today, 180 staff. Why? Like we say, you have not feel the pain, you don't know. When you feel the pain, you know that you got to put the dollar there because that equates to the risk level. Imagine health record, your record and my record, got hacked. What's the risk, you may say? Can anyone guess? What would be your risk, that is, if your record database get hacked? Sorry? Identity theft is not that important because every one of us, the identity has been stolen number of times already. You just put your email into one of the websites to check whether your email has been sold in that way. Chances are it has been sold because Gmail has been hacked, Yahoo Mail has been hacked, AOL is the first one to get hacked. Anyone to have one of these email, your data is somewhere out there. So, Anyone? Imagine your health record that have something sensitive, your blood group, your chronic allergies. What's the challenges? They don't need to steal your data. They just go in and change it. The day when you need a health or blood infusions, a doctor refer to the database and say you are B+, but actually you are not. That's how a country get havoc. Can you imagine that? It's no kidding. So sometimes you must understand cybersecurity is not just to protect your data being stolen. It is to protect the integrity of your data also. How real is your data? If they hack a bank, they don't need to steal money because they can't steal digital money. Right? So what they do? They just change the money value of all your account. The whole country go into chaos immediately. No one can bite that bullet. And imagine if there is possibility in that case, how much would the government spend in protecting it? You have no choice. And that's the truth. Right? So, yes, too many solo story, but I think we have to be real. Anyone? More questions? Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to read the online questions. So I guess this is going to be our last questions because we are running out of time.
Okay.
Yeah. So the online question would be, how can we tackle the issues like scams and cyberbully by using the cybersecurity technologies to help issues like scams and cyberbully online that we are facing today? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the questions. It is an impossible solutions, impossible problem to solve entirely, but we can manage and reduce it if our population are well informed. You see, cyberbully, whether it's cyberbully or school bully, it has been happened ever since there is ever a school till today. All right, it still happens, right? But it's in a different form. So of course, cyberbullying means that at home, we got to educate our kids. Let them understand when they talk to people on the digital format, doesn't mean that they will not be hurt. So it's a new understanding of how humans interact, right? So talking about scam online is also through educations, all right? Because the truth also, in the world, all the cyber breach, at least 85% and more, are caused via email phishing. If you are a company, you have 500 workers, every one of them have an email account, all right? Every one of them have access to your server. How do we teach them not to download any malicious, questionable applications? It's very difficult. Because there will be situations that you are tempted to do something unknowingly. And at a click of a link, it downloads a malware, and the malware will not explode in front of you. The whole idea of malware is to keep quiet. So nobody knows, and the malware is creating havoc in your server, reading all your information day in, day out, until the day you notice. And that's the malware. So how do you protect that? It's just so difficult. You just have to educate your people, don't do it. Never been tempted to click a link for whatever reason. All right, that's why we do a lot of what we call a phishing exercises or campaign to educate employee, all right, and train them about it. Because there are so many things I can tempt you. For example, I just send you an email and I say, click on it. Download the video of Dr. Azad dancing naked. If I send to the whole IGS school, I can guarantee you there will be at least one click. It's very easy to create an exciting story and say, click it now before someone deleted it. So what do you do? Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, hacker has their own mindset, all right? Because they were us. They know what we like. So they leverage on our weakness, and that's hacker. And therefore, the question is, do you know them? And that's why we teach ethical hacker, right? You need to know them, not only for your company, for yourself, for your family. Very good question about cyberbullying and scam, because it will happen to you and your family also. Remind them, all right? Thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm taking too much of time. I hope it's informative to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Breventon, for sharing your remarkable insight and wisdom with us and also answering the question from the audience. Before we move on to the next speaker, let us pick a few lucky draw winners to win a cool prize. For this, I would like to call upon Dr. Haji Azharaini to give away the prizes for the lucky draw. So without further ado, the first name would be Mordani Abbas. Next lucky name would be Dino Chan. And the final name to be called for this lucky draw is Muhammad Faid Mashhadi. Congratulations to all our winners, and let's give them a big round of applause. Don't be discouraged, there will be another round of lucky draw right after the next session. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, let me first introduce the final speaker for today, Ms. Judy Saw. Ms. Judy Saw is the Business Development Director of Vision International. She oversees a network of over 100 academia and training partners across 10 countries, including Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Brunei, Hong Kong, Macau, Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Passionate about cybersecurity, Ms. Judy has dedicated herself to developing these markets and fostering the competency and capacity needed to meet the increasing demand for cybersecurity professionals. She also actively raises cybersecurity awareness and support the inclusion of women in the field of cybersecurity. She is an engaged member of various organizations, including Ladies in Cyber, Women in Security Alliance, and Digital Innovation for Women Advancement. Let us welcome Ms. Judith Saw to the stage to deliver her message.
Hello. I have to tiptoe, I'm so short. Okay, I bring good news because Braven obviously gave you all the bad news, right? So, right, so very good afternoon, everybody. My name is Judy. And I've titled my sharing "The Battleground Awaits." So I hope this is an exciting part for all of you after hearing all of the doom and gloom of the cybersecurity industry from Braven. There's a lot of good news and a lot of opportunities. So we're definitely looking for cyber heroes like yourselves here. Right, so thanks for the reading. I hope that was okay for you guys. I want to start off with a very short game, right? So if you can join into menti.com, you can key in the code this 22104729 or scan the QR code that you see on the screen. I'm just asking a very basic question. What do you think cyber security professionals do? Right, so if you were listening to about Braven's sharing earlier, different roles and different job scopes, right, you can actually key in this answer. Let me show you here. Right, should be ready. This now the gentleman answered, right, protect data. Okay, so let's have that go. You can join in also. You all see? You already go to sit there and listen. Zaini, your students, you don't let them listen. So poor thing. Okay. Sleep. You think cybersecurity professionals sleep? Who? Okay, that's a very cool job, right? If you can sleep and still get paid very well, I would also like to do that. Yes, make sure data is secure. Cybersecurity professionals get high salary. Yep. But what do they actually do? What do you think? Maintain network, combat cyber crimes that we heard earlier. Defense against evil, yes. Digital police, fight hackers. Protecting infrastructure. Okay, very good. That's the end of my talk, because all of you are so smart. Okay, so let's find out. These are all, of course, very correct answers. There's no wrong answers, as long as you're all doing legit cybersecurity protection, not what Ruben shared earlier just now. Please don't try to write malware code in ChatGPT later, please. Please don't do that. Okay, so let me go back to, oops, where is my, this is mine. So let's find out, what do cybersecurities actually do? Let's watch a video. Video playing? Not yet? Oh, it's playing from my YouTube. Okay, obviously I'm not a tech expert here. Can I share the video? It's playing from YouTube here, it's not playing from. How do you do that? See, I need cybersecurity help. I want to play the video from, it's playing from YouTube. Yeah, but because, is it because I'm sharing a screen? Okay, let me share.
Anyone Mac users?
There are Mac users here. Okay.
Let me just join.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Let me replay this. Okay, we watch a short video, yeah?
And the volume already.
If I had to describe my job as a cybersecurity analyst, I would say that it's really fast-paced. So typically when I start a day here at Dot Security, I walk through the door. First thing I do is check in on my team, see how we're doing. I start pulling up what alerts have been triggered since the last time I've been on, what's currently being worked on, and what needs to be worked on. Next, we're always, following up with upper management about possible things that might come through. This could be anything, really. That's really where the job gets interesting. One man cannot do it alone. It's extremely team-oriented here at DOT. We facilitate a ton of knowledge to each other. Team meetings going through exploits and vulnerabilities together, live demonstrations, live events, daily studying and daily sharpening and daily maintenance work. And just on top of that, we do the alerts. We check our alerts and we make sure that when an investigation comes through, we give our 100% effort, the total world-class service that we are known to provide here at DOT. This is just an absolutely wonderful job and the best job I've ever worked personally. I'm helping and I'm contributing and doing good for society. And I get that feeling of gratitude and that feeling of accomplishment when I leave my job at the end of the day. It's something I wouldn't give up for the world.
Is that cool? I hope you picked up that it's a team effort. So there's a lot of cyber professionals working together. And another keyword is doing good for society, right? So that's why we need cyber heroes. So my sharing is just on 3 areas today. I want to bust the myths about cybersecurity roles, right? If you have ever heard of any cybersecurity roles, like you need coding, I'm going to help you to demyth that. And yeah, sleeping. And were you the one who wrote that? Okay. And there's also hotter cybersecurity careers. What are they? So we'll look at a few of that. And of course, EC Council cybersecurity certification. So I see some of you are already wearing the badges. Thank you. If you don't have it, please collect from the team. Right? So yeah, so what are some of the myths that you may have heard before about cybersecurity job roles? Right? Like the first one is only big companies need cybersecurity. Hackers don't go for small, medium, or SMEs, right? Small, medium-sized companies. They only go for MNCs. Is that true? No. No, we all know that as long as you're connected, you're not safe. The only safe computer is if it's shut down. You're not turned on and connected to the internet. So we can see some of the articles that small businesses are actually being attacked, and they are one of the first few to be attacked in the world of cybercrime, like we were sharing about earlier. Right? So you can see this article, small businesses are more frequent to be attacked than the larger companies, and of course, SMEs are actually caught in the middle when they are being targeted to, affect or ripple effect and impact the larger companies and MNCs. Okay, so that's why we can see that almost 43% of cyber attacks are actually targeting the SMEs, and 60% of these small companies will go out of business in just 6 months. Okay, so we really have to protect everyone. Another one, the cybersecurity pay does not equate the hours. So if you are sleeping for 12 hours and you get paid very well, that is a very good equation. But if you are working for more than 12, 14 hours, but you get paid very little, then that is a myth, okay? Because we all know that cybersecurity professionals are paid very, very well. Okay, so you can see, a bit small, but I can read. Just in 2020 alone, the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, right, they calculated per hour, a cybersecurity professional earns about US $50, right? And that was since 2020. Fast forward 3 years later, especially after COVID, with a lot of cyber attacks that has risen, you can see the salaries have really increased, right? Cybersecurity professionals, on an average now, they earn almost $165,000 a year. That's on the high end. Even on the low end, it's close to $90,000, right, on a yearly basis. And how about Brunei? You can see the cybersecurity salary for Bruneians are actually very, very attractive. So Dr. Azhar, maybe Zaini will throw in his, no, of course not. He will stay and train the next generation. But yeah, the salary is so attractive. So we're not saying that you should, hop over, but definitely for the students who are looking to join the cybersecurity workforce, this is what you're going to be expecting. Okay, do your quick calculations, how much you can buy the next house or the car. I know Bruneians like to spend on cars and phones, right? So yeah, so you're going to get an average salary, 43,000. I think that's pretty good. Right? Even on the low end, you're going to be looking at 20,000 Brunei dollars. Right? Another myth that I want to debunk, right, is very close to my heart, that it's not for women. So I very strong advocate for this. If you were listening to my profile earlier, I speak very strongly for ladies in cyber, women in cyber, so I'm very happy to see a lot of the female attendees here today. Yay! So we definitely need to do a lot more to encourage the female students. I go around talking about this, and recently we were in the Philippines to talk at the Girls in ICT Day. And this is ASEAN, so you can see at the top of my sharing slide there, it was for ASEAN Girls in ICT. So we really hope that this will happen in Brunei in future. But if not, don't worry, all the female students, you can definitely check this online and join them. It's important we cultivate this culture to welcome more female students in cybersecurity because, you know, women, we balance all the male emotions or the male style of working, right? So it's good to have female in the team, and especially in cybersecurity. So all these organizations, like even Women in Cybersecurity from the US, right, they also encourage a lot of female students, and they benefit from all this because there'll be mentor programs, there'll be cybersecurity course developments and trainings for the female students, and there are actually a lot more associations that you can join. So I forgot to bring this slide to the front. Right, so actually it says over 50 associations and groups globally that female students can consider joining. So I really hope that we can even set up one in Brunei in future. Yeah. Right, so let's look at the top cybersecurity careers. We heard a few from Braven earlier. He was sharing that under this big umbrella of cybersecurity, you can have a cybersecurity architect, you can have a cybersecurity engineer, you can have a malware analyst, right, just looking at all these different types of malwares. Penetration tester, the most popular job role, job title in the cybersecurity workforce. Everybody want to do pen testing. Okay, computer forensic analyst, maybe you want to be on the forensic side of things. If you watch a lot of CSI, you want to see how all these hacks have occurred. You want to look back at how the cyber attack happened and do back tracing, capture the evidence, make sure that it's well captured for reporting or even court usage. That's a forensic analyst. Application security engineer, we not only want to teach developers, but someone that is doing safe development in terms of safe apps, safer apps or safer websites, right? So we want to teach that. And definitely cloud security specialists, right? Because everybody is on cloud, organizations are all using various cloud platforms, so we definitely need a lot of cloud security engineers or specialists. Right, so there's another rank or another list of similar job roles that's very popular in cybersecurity, right? So you can see the names are quite similar, but definitely in analyst or an architect, PT, which is pen testing, application, or forensics, right? So these are all the very popular job roles. So depending on your interest level, maybe you're more of the red teaming, attack kind of a person or character or style, or maybe you're more of the back end, you want to do development work, or you're more investigative nature, like very curious, then you can do forensics and all that. Okay, so depending on what is your area of interest. So, EC Council cybersecurity certifications, we meet all of these job roles, all these various areas like defense, attack, right? And then if you want to go into pen testing, incident response, you want to work in a command center, SOC analyst, forensic investigator, right? So these are all different job roles, different areas, and you will see that EC Council certifications, we have a specific course for each specific role, right? Because remember, Braven earlier shared that we are not just here to randomly teach you a course and tell you that, oh, it's going to be very good for you. No, we actually do proper research, proper development work. And importantly, we are mapped to this framework. Okay, so this framework is called the NICE framework. It stands for National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education. It's a mix or partnership between the government, academia, and the private sector, just like us. Okay, government is here, academia is here, and we are the private or the certification. So what we have come together to do is to make sure that Brunei's cybersecurity workforce is capable and ready. We want to make sure that we are giving proper identification to the workforce. We want to make sure there's capital planning, career progression, training requirements, and importantly, qualification requirements as well. So this is what the framework does. Okay, and EC Council certifications are all mapped to this framework because you will see the 7 areas that the framework covers: analyze, collect, investigate, protect, and defend. It actually matches our certifications, if I can go back and show you. Here. Okay, we cover the same 7 boxes. So that's how we do all our mapping. You will read a bit more about this mapping on our website, so you don't have to worry. But we can share these slides with all of the audience. Okay. Oops. So who is EC Council? Anybody heard of EC Council? No. Anybody not heard of EC Council? No? Okay, good. So I just want to share, we are the world's largest cybersecurity professional training and certification body today. I think Braven want to add is a technical certification body, to be more precise. So we are the largest because we are available in the most number of countries. Today we are in 175 countries. We're definitely here in Brunei, making sure that you have the opportunity to upskill and upgrade yourself with an EC Council cert. Globally, we have trained close to 300,000 members, working with 3,000 partners, training and academia partners. Right? We have international endorsements, mostly from the US because that's where it's based, right? And it was first founded. And of course, all the various government endorsements as well. So importantly, like the Department of Defense, US Army, right? Even the National Cybersecurity Center. So if you go on to Department of Defense, you will actually see a list of approved baseline certifications. Do you see at the top? Approved baseline certifications, meaning if you want to work with US Army, right, you need to have a few key certifications. So you will see right at the bottom CEH being listed there. Right, and now latest update, we have added in CND, CHFI, and our certified CISO. Right, so this gives the assurance that what you're going to study is actually a mandated certification and is widely accepted, even by the government. Right, and of course the industry, like the employers, they definitely value our certifications as well. CEH has been around for almost 21 years, right, in the market, and we always release a report. So you will see some of the results like 97% of the professionals acquired CEH. They actually go back and safeguard their organizations, right? They make it good use, go back and use it in the company. And 92% of the managers, they actually prefer someone with CEH, right? So if you have that, then like Raven mentioned earlier, you'll be guaranteed an interview at least. And of course, 88% of the employers also consider CEH to be the most comprehensive in the industry. So if you do a search in LinkedIn, you can search for CEH under jobs, right? You can see at the top, a bit smaller, sorry. CEH under jobs, you will see that almost 300, even I cannot see from here, 327 in Singapore. Okay, so you can actually search. And this actually appears in the advertisement for the job role itself. So even an IT security officer requires a CEH, right? It's being listed there in the job advertisements. And of course, we also have one that represents Brunei. So recently, we have the Central Bank of Brunei. The Central Bank of Brunei here. Noah? Oh, hi. So you have an advertisement, right, for a technology officer in cybersecurity, and thank you very much, you listed CEH. Okay, so this gives you assurance that your industry here for the students, right, if you take up the certification, it's being well accepted, even from your local banks and employers. And just this morning, our Singaporean students, we are actually here together for this learning journey to Brunei, so I'm also learning about Brunei, thank you. They went to CSB this morning, right? So they were presented by your colleagues at CSB, and of course CSB has recently been accredited, so by ANIB, so congratulations to CSB, and of course their National Digital Forensic Laboratory, right, is currently also accredited, and their professionals are CHIFI certified, so yeah, good for you students. Okay, so that gives you assurance, right, and confidence when you take up these certifications from EC Council. So, don't worry, this is my last slide. So EC Council Academia Partner, we have it with IGS. Like Braven mentioned, is one of our very first colleges here to have this special partnership with a lot of benefits, especially for the students. So there will be discounted student pricing. And you also get automatic exam eligibility. This one is very special because if you are taking the course on your own, and if you apply with EC Council directly, you actually need to pay application fee, you have to submit few documents, and you need to show your work experience. Okay, then after that, EC Council will come back and say, okay, you're approved, then you can buy the materials and sit for the exam. Okay, but with our partners like IGS, here, right, you get special automatic exam eligibility. So not only you buy the materials at the student pricing, but you can sit for the exam immediately. Okay, but study first, huh? So make sure you attend Mr. Zaini's class here, and then he will teach you and prepare you for the exam. So you don't have to apply for the exam, that's what I mean. Of course, you also get special invitations to EC Council events and competitions. Right, so I left the best for the last. So I want to leave you with this NDE, if you have heard of NDE or seen it in my, see? Yeah, here. NDE sits here. Network Defense Essentials. So it will prepare you with the foundation to get you started into network defense, right? For someone that don't have IT, right? Just now somebody was asking. Totally no IT, you can start with network defense. So you will learn about network security, how to protect your network. Okay, then you can move on to CND, CEH, and so on. So I have a surprise for everybody here. Everyone that's attending today will get our NDE course. We're going to give you the free ebook and the videos. Make sure that you get your first step, right, into starting off your cybersecurity journey. So these are the courses that you will study. It looks like a lot, right? 12 chapters. But don't worry, I'm at module 3 already, so it's very interesting. Okay, so we compete, see who get the NDE first. But yeah, NDE is good. It gives you that foundation so that you can slowly climb the corporate ladder. So Mr. Zaini, please make sure my 3 special students here also get. Okay, so everybody. And that's all. If you have any questions, we're here. Thank you very much. Any questions for me also? Hi. Sure. Oh yeah. definitely. Your legal eyes will help in the forensics department. Bevan, do you want to add on to that?
Sorry, I always have things to add. So it's great, but it's more advisable if you could still start with CH first, because that's where you taught all the tools and ways that a hacker will break into your system, right? So when you do your forensic, you would be able to refer back to the understanding how they comes about, all right? So it becomes a full subject. Otherwise, you only learn about how the forensic work. That is, how do you preserve your evidence, keep the chain of evidence so that it could be presented properly in court. So that whole process is only focused on forensic matters. But if without understanding of how hackers comes about, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for you to trace back. So ethical hacking and forensic becomes a left and right hand, works very well together. All right, so it's advisable to start from there. Yes, great. So, of course, as what Judy mentioned, you could always start with, prior to even CH, you can also look into the network defense, because network defense is what we call the defense team, the blue team. The red team is the attacker. So in order for you to learn how to attack better, you also need to learn how to defend. So there again, this is like a twin program. It's good to come hand in hand. But if you ask me, is it a must to take CE&D before CEH? Then my answer will be not important. You can still go CEH, but of course, without the understanding of the defense knowledge, sometimes you lack some understanding. So it helps you do better. And the same answer goes to, is it a must to do CEH before you do CHFI? It is also not a must, but it helps you. All right, so all these are complementing knowledge. Oh, so I took over the stage.
Thank you. Any other questions? Sure.
I have.
Hello. Oh, sorry.
Okay. My question is, how long will it took for me to if I were to take, for example, I don't have background in IT, so I think that means I have to study the NDE first, and then I go to specific one. So how long will it take for me to finish, to sit for the exam and then to get the certificate?
How fast do you want to earn the salary? So I think Mr. Zaini managed to finish his course in 1 month, shortest. No, after many revisions, he finally did it in 1 month. But I mean, as a busy professional, he managed to clear in 2 to 3 months. But with IGS help, you'll be training. We have classes as short as 5 days. So CEH only takes 5 days for you to complete the course. That will be 40 hours. If you're going to be studying on your own, let's say you just buy the materials and you want to read through to prepare for the exam, then usually full-time students will also take another 3 to 4 weeks on your own. But yeah, going back to your question, without IT, then we definitely recommend that you start with CND at least. So both CND and CEH, they are both 5 days courses on its own. Yeah, but if you can ace it as fast as you can, maybe you can even finish both certs in a month. Yeah, is that helpful? Okay, good. Yeah, sure, please add something, Mr.
Sorry. Okay, cyber skills is a technical skills, right? Just imagine that you are a Kung Fu master, martial arts. Maybe say Taekwondo. So you will go through the Taekwondo skill set, you go to the class, you learn from your white belt, you move on to, I think, yellow, brown, blue, green, so on and so forth, right? At every stage, you realize that you're learning almost the same thing. Because this is what we call a mastery. which is the same like in cyber. You go through the 5 days course. If you are fast learner, you practice very fast, you'll be ready to take the exam. But cyber is not just about answering questions. Cyber is a tactical job, right? Because hacker evolve. It's like martial art. You learn the skill, when you go on stage and you start fighting, it's a completely different story. Right? You want to be a real good fighter, you need to take time to practice. So you can practice and study well, do the exam, pass, but that is only the start. So that cert earns you an interview opportunity, but enable for you to be a real good fighter or a real good cybersecurity professional, you have to put in effort to practice further. But the advantage is when you are good, you don't have to talk about or worry about job anymore. People will come knock your door. You see what I mean? That's how the industry works, right? Yes.
Thank you. Why don't you stay on the stage with me? So, if you remember the video earlier, this gentleman also talked about daily sharpening, right? Daily honing his skills. So I think that adds on to Braven's point that you have to continue your Kung Fu practice. Okay? Yes, any more Kung Fu masters wannabes? Next time we print Kung Fu master, not CH. Okay, no questions, very good. We can hand it back to the MCs. Thank you very much. We'll be around for mingling later. Close this, right?
Thank you, Ms. Judisol, for the informative session. We will, once again, it is time for some cool prizes to be given away for this final lucky draw. I would like to call upon the Head of Faculty of Information Technology, Ms. Siti Nasra, to give away the lucky draw. Let's pick our next and final round of lucky draw winners. The first lucky name would be Ashura Fadila binti Muhammad Jeffrey. Next, we have Suhardi Dahalan. Last but not least, our final winner for today will be Farah Matusol. Thank you to Ms. Siti Nasra for presenting the prize, and also congratulations to all our winners of coffee vouchers from Roasted Sip. Let us give them a big round of applause. Once again, I would like to call upon KOLEJ IGF Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Haji Azharaini, to the stage to present a token of appreciation to our academic partners. First, I would like to call upon Mr. Braven Tan to the stage. And next, I would like to invite Ms. Jidisol to the stage. Thank you, Dr. Haji Azharani, for presenting the token of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to announce again, if you have any question in regards to the cybersecurity course in KOLEJ IGS, feel free to scan the QR code in front of you and leave us with your question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now move on to the highlight of today's event, the signing ceremony. May we welcome both Dr. Haji Azharani as the CEO of KOLEJ IGS and Mr. Braven Tan, Managing Director of Vision International, to proceed to the stage and continue with the signing agreement session. The signing of this Memorandum of Understanding today marks the beginning of a partnership and long-term collaboration between EC Council and KOLEJ IGS. This MOU commits us to work together to foster cybersecurity awareness and expertise among students and professionals in Brunei. Congratulations to both parties, and on behalf of KOLEJ IGS, once again, thank you to everyone who have made this effort in making this agreement a reality. We are reaching at the end of our event. Thus again, let us invite Haji Hasnul Hamdani to the stage to recite the closing dua.
Thank you. This is not AI. Astaghfirullahalazim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala syafil anbiya wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Hanya padamu sahaja kami panjangkan kesyukuran atas segala rahmat dan berkat-Mu bersempena dengan majlis penandatanganan MOU antara KOLEJ IGS dan juga EC Council pada hari ini. Kami mohon hidayah-Mu ya Allah, taufik, kurniakanlah kesejahteraan dan kebahagiaan kepada kami, bukakanlah hati-hati kami, lapangkanlah dada-dada kami, supaya kami dapat mengisi ilmu dan pengetahuan yang berguna untuk agama bangsa dan negara kami ya Allah. Kamu mohon kepada kami mohon kepadamu ya Allah, agar Engkau berkatilah majlis ini dengan limpahan kurnia rahmat-Mu juga. Semoga usaha dan kami menjayakan majlis penandatanganan MOU ini mendapat satu keberkatan, keredaan dan hidayah-Mu juga ya Allah. Sesungguhnya pada hari ini kami berkumpul kerana-Mu ya Allah. Kami berkumpul untuk menimba ilmu, bertukar pendapat, menyumbangkan buah fikiran, menghubungkan silaturahim dan memberi sokongan ke arah meningkatkan lagi prestasi institusi dan organisasi serta agama bangsa dan negara kami, negara Brunei Darussalam. Kami mohon kekuatan-Mu ya Allah dengan ya Allah supaya kami hadir pada hari ini agar kami dapat melaksanakan segala kebaikan dan kebajikan, dan kami pohon perlindungan dengan Engkau daripada melakukan keburukan. Ya Allah, kurniakanlah kepada kami kejayaan ilmu, pengetahuan dan rahasilan diri kami dengan sifat lemah lembut, dan sertai muliakanlah kami dengan ketakwaan dan indahkanlah diri kami dengan kesihatan. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل يا متخيرين غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وأوفوا ويد عمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, 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 ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Haji Asnul Hamdani, for the recitation of the closing dua. As the saying goes, to every beginning there is an ending, and now the ceremony has come to its end. Once again, thank you everyone, and we appreciate you for gracing our ceremony with your presence. Before we proceed to our refreshment, I would like to invite representative of KOLEJ IJS, Vision International, and all audience for a photo session. With that, I end my duty as a master of ceremony for today's event with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All audience, please do stand and come and join us at the front of the stage for photo session.
Yeah, we would like to call all audience to take a photo session all with us. We can standing at the back.
All guests now are invited for a refreshment downstairs. Thank you once again. Hope you had a wonderful time today and have a nice day.